Welcome to another episode of the House Huddle Podcast. Here are your hosts, Rob Schwartz and Justin Onayemi, two Bears fans who decided talking into a microphone was better than shouting at their television.
Welcome in, Bears fans, House Huddlers. This is a special episode 70, not because of the player. We're going to just call this the Braxton Jones episode.
Braxton Jones, let's go.
Yeah, but this is going to be a special episode. I have started to look into something that I haven't seen anyone else do. So we're going to just get this underway. Before we do, I'm Rob Schwartz, Bear Goggles On. Always with me, my good friend and co-host Justin Onayemi.
Yeah, happy to be here on a special episode. Now let me ask, is it so special that we're going no huddle?
No, we're gonna huddle. We're gonna huddle. We're gonna.
All right.
Now I feel awkward doing it though, so we'll figure out a way to throw it in.
Yeah,
there.
it'll happen. You'll know.
It's not natural.
Know.
It's not natural.
We didn't rehearse.
No notes. Which is actually interesting.
I have no notes for this.
My brother-in-law went out to dinner today for his birthday. This is completely irrelevant to the show.
Okay.
And happened to meet, and I'm blanking on his name, Leona. How do you pronounce it? Winston Bishop.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to say his name.
He was at a restaurant in Geneva. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So happy birthday to Brad.
Nice. Happy birthday, Brad.
I'm wearing my winter Santa hat. It's close to December. So
Lamore Morris or something?
Lamore, yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Winnie the Bish was in the neighborhood in Geneva tonight, so that's kind of cool. But this is going to be about Justin Fields. So one of the things that people keep bringing up, and they keep throwing it out there, are fumbles.
And this was before the Minnesota game.
This was before the Minnesota game, which definitely plays a part into this episode. This is our bye week episode since there's no game. I wanted to dive into just how bad the fumbles were. Stats are easy to just pull off a page. I'm a big stat guy. I love stats, but at the same time, I also like film. I've always been the person that I feel like you can't have one without the other. There's people out there that are like, all stats. No, you got to be a film guy. No, I like both because I like context. So how bad have the Justin Fields fumbles actually been? The overall number, 35 fumbles over his career. Not good.
How many games? About that many, right?
Yeah, you know what? I actually didn't write down how many games he has. But, you know what? I can actually tell you. He has played in... Nope, that's not his total. He has played in, 35 games. 33 starts.
Boom.
Look at that.
Huddle. Uh-oh.
That would have been the perfect time,
I think
actually.
it was. That's why I went for it. All right. Never mind.
I think we're just done
Audible.
with that one.
Audible.
So anyway, 35 fumbles. He's lost 12. Okay.
Right there. I mean, already that's a better percentage recovered than you would expect, I think.
Correct.
And maybe you're going to speak to that.
Yeah. So for example, and this goes back a few weeks, at the time when I first started thinking about putting these things together, Justin Herbert had 17 lost fumbles. And at the time, not Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence had 17 lost fumbles. And at the time, Fields had only had 9.
Right, because
so
he lost 2 in this game.
Correct. And he lost 1 against Detroit.
Right.
So he's now at 12. So again, context. I went back through 2021, 2022, and 2023, and I tracked every single fumble. And I went and I wanted to see, okay, we've talked about it. Sometimes there's a bad snap. Who does that go against? What I have come to find out is if Justin Fields doesn't touch the ball, say it sails over his head, that fumble is actually assigned to the center.
Really?
Yes, which I did not know.
But I was also going to say, when a quarterback goes to hand the ball off to a running back, if the running back doesn't fully grasp it, they give that to the quarterback.
We will talk about that.
Okay,
yes.
Just making sure.
I have mesh point issues.
Got it. I should have brought this up last episode. The Bears make Fields go to these unnecessary play actions so often.
Yes.
And I feel like it messes up his timing and his ability to read the field. I'd like to see them get rid of that because they're not like genuine play action fakes that are like
a lot of them are
tricking
in
anyone.
Shotgun.
Yes. So I should have brought that up in the Minnesota game episode, but it's
if you
related
were-
to potential fumbles.
Yes, you were listening to that one. Now you guys listen to this one.
There you go.
Right? Subscribe.
I didn't even change my clothes.
And honestly, if you guys have seen anyone put this content out, I would love to hear a comparison. If not, guys, this is what I'm trying to do. I want to bring stuff to the table that you're not getting from your national media people. I guarantee that I have not heard about this on 670 The Score, ESPN. I haven't seen it on CHGO. Like, this is in depth. Which ones are actually negative? Which ones are not? Okay. Justin has no idea where this is going. I haven't even had a chance to digest this. It's not as good. I'm a Justin Fields guy. It's not as in favor of Justin Fields as I thought it was going to be. I will put that out there now.
Okay.
Okay. 2021 was not a good rookie year for him at holding the ball. Justin Fields had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of his fumbles, 12 of his 35 came just in his rookie season. Okay. Out of those,
it's about a third, though.
I'm sorry?
That's about a third.
That's true. Out of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have only 5 of them truly being negative and fully on Fields.
Wait. Negative in the terms of the outcome?
Correct. Now, things that I'm taking into consideration. If he fumbles the ball, they get the ball, they still convert a first down that leads to a field goal.
They being the Bears.
Correct.
Okay.
They end up getting a field goal or a touchdown on that
It didn't
drive.
cost them anything.
It didn't cost them anything.
Okay.
If he's running the ball and the ball gets popped out of bounds, he gets the full gain. There's no harm, no foul. That's not a negative play.
Okay.
However, I do have an indication on if I felt like he did not have enough time and was hit. I put a different marker, still negative on him, but it's also a like half, right?
Okay.
Like there's blame to go around.
Got it.
Okay. So week 2
of his rookie year.
And I did not put who they're playing or anything like that. His first fumble ever in a Chicago Bears NFL uniform. He loses 11 yards, completely on him, holds the ball way too long, has an open wide receiver, just not good. Okay. Very next game. No, I'm sorry, week 4, 2 games later. Very similar outcome. Holds the ball way too long, gets sacked. There's a running back that he had.
That was probably the Cleveland
that
game.
He could throw to. That could have been.
Yeah.
Yes. His first start, right?
I think so.
Yeah. A 10-yard loss. Completely negative on him. Okay. His next fumble came in week 5. This is where I have a problem with stats. This fumble was considered a fumble on the stat sheet. He's throwing the ball away. Rips it out of bounds. Running back in the vicinity. Because he threw the ball slightly behind him, even though it went out of bounds, they call it a fumble. It was like a half-yard loss.
That's still an awareness thing, though.
Getting rid of the ball, that's what everyone's screaming for.
I know, but get rid of the ball forward. Like, I don't know. I can't like have the recall of the play to tell you he could have or should have. But
sure. If I had
but I get your point.
Legality rights, I would be showing you guys all of these clips. I do not have legality rights. I know some people out there put that content out there, not concerned with it.
That's not how we do.
I don't do that. I work in the legal field. I will do small, short clips here and there. I will give people credit where they came from. I'm not going to take my NFL Plus subscription and put it out there and get myself in trouble.
Fair enough. All right.
Okay.
So that one was not considered negative.
I did not count that as a negative play. Okay. Week 7, he had 3 fumbles in one game. I actually should look to see who they played.
I could probably have done that while you were doing your thing.
All right. You look up who they're playing. 2021, week 7. Okay. Another one. Again, he's hit immediately after a play action fake. Loss of 7 yards. I marked this as negative. I gave it a slight indication that it wasn't completely on him because the blocking was absolutely awful. Okay. Later in that game, an 8-yard loss. Right tackle doesn't hold a block. Sack. Okay. Gave a little bit of credit to the right tackle for this sack or for this fumble, but again, mostly on Justin Fields. Not a great start to a rookie season. Third fumble that he had was not lost. Okay. Oh, by the way, week 7 was the first time he actually lost a fumble in 2021.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
He had 12. He only lost.
Week 2 was his first
5.
one. That was against the Bengals. They won. It was a home game. Week 3, I think you mentioned, was the Browns game.
Nope, it was week 4.
Oh, week 4.
Yep.
That would have been Lions. So
okay,
these aren't labeled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh boy, they
lost
the Bucs? 38-3 against the Buccaneers.
The Bucs, yeah. Okay, so again, this is like not a good start. But out of those 12 fumbles, he only lost 5. Okay, and part of the reason why are the things like where he's throwing it out of bounds. In week 8, he actually gains 4 yards. Okay, and I started to put better notes here, so it's going to get more detailed as we go. It was 3rd and 8 from the 14. He scrambles, fumbles out of bounds. It's a 4-yard gain. There's even a penalty that's added onto the play. First down. Why are we calling that a negative play? I'm not. That's not a negative play. Stop counting that. Okay.
Well, in particular, if there was a penalty that would have negated him losing the ball.
It was after. It was added after.
After the play.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
It was added after. So he got his 4 yards, got additional yardage, and a first down. Okay. Also in week 8, because he had 2 fumbles in this game, neither of them were lost. This is where we talked about. This is even worse. It's not even a mesh point issue. I marked it as a mesh point issue just because it involves the running back. He pitched the ball to Khalil Herbert. Okay. He's standing, pitches it to the right. It hits Khalil Herbert in the hands. And it falls forward. Khalil Herbert actually recovers the ball. It's a fumble on Justin Fields.
And a great recovery by Herbert.
It was fantastic. They actually gained. No,
you can't gain yards.
It was no gain. Yeah. 0 yards. Okay. Week 11.
Yeah.
Week 14 and week 15. Boom, boom, boom. These next 3 ones he did lose. All of them were negative. Okay. Tevin Jenkins was actually playing left tackle. This is how far back this goes. All right. Did not do well. Fields stripped while throwing the ball. Okay. Holding it too long, stripped while throwing the ball. Loss of 8 yards. Okay. The next week, week 15. I'm sorry, week 14. No, yeah, week 15. A design run to the right, doesn't secure the ball. Boom, pops out. In fact, this one, he's running with the ball and tries to make a guy miss. If I can recall, this is against Minnesota. Tries to make a guy miss. Boop, just barely touches him and the ball pops out. It's almost like his rookie year, he had no concern with the ball. Lots of times I'd see him running with it like in his open hand and not tucked. Things that we're going to see get cleaned up in 2022. Okay. Week 15, another fumble, but this one wasn't lost. Again, holds the ball too long, takes a sack, 13 yards. He had a 1st and 10 at the Minnesota 13. I said this led to a field goal, but it could have potentially been a touchdown if it wasn't for that sack. Okay. So 2021, again, 12 fumbles, only 5 lost. Okay. Out of that, 1, 2, 3. 3 of them I don't even have marked as any issues. Okay. Not negative at all.
Or not even really on him.
Right. So 35, 33, 32, 31. We're down to 31. We're going to track this live.
Wait, I thought you went 3 down.
I did. 35, 34, 33. I can't count.
That's not how I would do it. So from 35 to 32.
32. Yes.
Okay. All right.
32. I added an extra one in there because I didn't count 35. I went 34, 33, 32. Okay. So in 2022, 1, 2, 3, 4. He has more, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 fumbles. Okay. Now we also have to account for the fact that he played more, right? Because that first season, it was a bounce back and forth between him and was it Foles? Like,
don't make us go back.
Yeah, it was bad. Okay. So very first fumble of 2022 came in week 2. It was a 1-yard loss. Fumble recovered, not lost. Okay. Kept the ball. Bad snap. Snap exchange with Sam Mustipher. Shocker. Okay. Drive ends in a touchdown. No negative impact at all. Okay. What this one was, Sam Mustipher had to pull. He pulled too soon, hit Fields in a weird, awkward way. Ball's out on the ground. Fields drops on it right away. Very next week, almost identical situation. 1-yard lost. Snap exchange with Sam Mustipher. Hits Fields in the hands. This is why it's on Fields and not on Mustipher. Again, drive ends in a field goal. Okay. Not anything that I have negative. Week 3. Mesh point exchange on this one. Hits Treston Ebner in the gut. And it bounces right out. Treston Ebner does get the ball back. In fact, he gains 5 yards.
Okay.
Again, not a negative play. Okay. But everyone, 35 fumbles. Justin Fields, 35 fumbles. Okay. No, like now we're at what? 32, 31, 30, 29.
29?
29? Another New Girl reference. I love it. Okay. Week 4. This one is his first lost fumble of 2022. It's a negative play. Justin Fields playing the Giants. He holds the ball for too long. He loses the ball as he throws. They were at the New York Giants 27-yard line, okay? Almost in the red zone. What's worse is the Giants actually score off that turnover and end up winning the game. It was a close game, if I recall.
20-12 Giants.
There you go. Week 5, okay? Another fumble. Recovered, not lost. Another bad snap. Fields moves up toward the line of scrimmage.
Oh, yeah.
Snapped him right into him, right? Justin Fields, luckily, drops on the ball, ends up getting 0 game. Okay. I did mark that it's negative because it ended up leading to a punt, but I marked that this was not negative on Justin Fields. Now we're down to 28.
Now that game was in Minnesota, if it's the correct game. And as we saw yesterday, that place can get loud and not be an easy place to play. But the fact that that goes against Fields and the narrative is what you're speaking to.
Right. Okay, I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. Same game, week 5. Again, not lost. Did lose 3 yards on this play, and this was on Justin Fields. Not great blocking, but this is mostly on Fields. Took too long, throw it away. This is the problem, right?
The taking too long sounds very repetitive.
Correct, it does, and this is something he has to
still we see it. Yep.
Right. It's recovered by Lucas Patrick. It was a game-winning attempt. This is the first one that I marked down here. I didn't track it in 2021, but I don't recall any of them being in the fourth quarter. This one was for sure in the fourth quarter. It ended up being recovered, but they end up fumbling it 2 plays later, and then, the game's over.
Oh, that was the receiver.
The guy who
ran
Marset, right?
Against the ran back a punt against them or kickoff.
Correct. Them. Something Marset.
Yeah.
Week 6, another fumble, not lost. 5-yard loss. This one is not on Fields. Fields doesn't throw to his first read. Okay, he's open for a short gain. That is a problem, but he goes to the check down, and it's a strip sack. Bears recover, and they gain the first down. They drive to the 4 thanks to a Fields 20-plus run that happens shortly after. They don't score, lose the game without converting 3 attempts from the 4-yard line. Now, the play itself was negative, but I didn't count it as a negative impact because
Put them back in position to overcome it.
Even better, they got to the 4-yard line.
Yes, that was the Commanders game that should have ended Thursday Night Football.
And they could not get it in. It's ridiculous. Okay. Another one, fumble, not lost, loss of 3 yards. This one, again, not on Justin Fields. It was a pitch to David Montgomery. Hits him in the hands. Okay. Now it is a rainy game. This is a New England game. Okay. And he fumbles. Fumble apparently goes to Fields, even though it shouldn't. This was a punt, so it was negative, but not on Fields. Okay. Same game. He had 4 fumbles in this game, by the way, and it was rainy. It was rainy game.
And they crushed the Patriots.
33 to something.
14. Yep.
14. Okay. 9-yard loss. Technically a fumble, but really it was just Fields trying to make something out of nothing. Again, holding the ball way too long, scrambling, drops it, just popped right out of his hands. Again, I marked it negative, but I didn't say it was negative because of the fumble. They ended up punting because they converted and got a first down after that. That's why. Same game, 13-yard loss. Fields scrambling, trying to get away from pressure. Ball squirts out, rainy. They end up converting. They get a field goal. Okay, I didn't mark it negative because they got the field goal. Same game, 16-yard gain. Drops the snap. Okay, hits him in the hands though, so I don't call it on the center. Drops the snap, gets a 16-yard gain on the play. Okay. They end up getting a field goal on that as well. Now we're into week 10. It's a designed run. Okay. Gets just short of the pylon. It's like the half-yard line. Doesn't extend, so it's not like one of those situations where had he fumbled it into the end zone, it's a touchback.
Stupidest rule in the league. But.
Out right at the half-yard line. Okay. It's a gain of 3 yards, but because it popped out right there on the side, fumble. Okay. If you're a fantasy person and you have Justin Fields, you'd be pissed at a lot of these. Pissed.
Well, some leagues only do fumbles lost.
True. Not all of them, though. Very next week, another fumble, not lost. 2-yard gain, screen pass, the pass went backwards, hits Trestman, hits Trestan Ebner, bounces on the ground, instantly picks it back up, gains 2 yards, but because it was behind him,
it's a fumble.
It's a fumble.
And it's on Fields.
Yes.
Okay.
You're seeing a theme here. The theme is he holds the ball too long when it is his fault.
And the running backs don't have good hands.
The running backs don't have good hands. But the theme is he holds the ball too long when it is his fault. But at other times, it's not his fault. And this is just becoming
a narrative.
Yes. Okay. However, we're going to get to 2023, and 2023 is going to be real fast. 2023 is...
So that's it for 2022? Because
not good. No. He had 2 fumbles in week 15. The next one was a 9-yard loss. Fields holds the ball too long. Again, big hit. Luckily, it was recovered by an offensive lineman. I said that it wasn't negative. Luckily, it wasn't. Marked it luckily because they ended up getting a TD still on the drive. Week 15, again, fumble, not lost. A mesh exchange with Trestan Ebner. Again, right in his gut. Again, fumble on Fields. That one was negative because it led to a punt. Now, the one that he did lose. Okay, by the way, what did I say? 16 fumbles he had in 2022. 2 lost. 2. Out of those 2, again, this was against the Detroit Lions, and it was Hutchinson. I don't know if you might even recall this as I describe it. Fields is looking downfield, trying to make a play, and Hutchinson comes from behind him and just, boom, strips it right out. Good play by Hutchinson. Had a great game in that game. Also had the interception.
A bit of a gift.
Yes. Okay, but that one was definitely negative. It led to the Detroit Lions getting a field goal. So out of those 16, 2 lost. Only 1, 2, 3 are a negative impact play because of Justin Fields. Okay, so we are down to what? 32 we were starting at?
Yep.
31, 30, 29, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Okay, we're now down to 20 fumbles that had a negative impact. And if we can make it even more, 19, 18, 17, 16 because they weren't on fields. Now we're down to 16 fumbles. That
includes this season?
Nope.
Deduction? Okay, not yet.
2023. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fumbles. This is where it gets bad, guys. Out of those 7, he has lost 5. That's not good. That's not good.
Nope.
So I'm not going to go into details too much on this because I think everyone kind of recalls the 2023 season, and this is going a little bit longer than I wanted. Every single one of them has been negative on Justin Fields.
Okay.
In fact,
and that's 7 in about 7 games, right?
That he's played?
Yeah. Because he missed 4. And
yeah.
They've played 11.
Yeah.
Or did he miss? Yeah, he missed 4.
He missed 4.
So he 1 per game is about his average. I mean, in this game against Minnesota, I think he ran the ball 16 times or something.
So that's the other thing that people need to realize.
It's a high-volume player.
But most of his fumbles aren't coming on his runs.
Well, I was just adding those on to any quarterback. We look at pass dropbacks as a potential for a fumble.
Right.
But with him, you got to add 10, 12, 15 sometimes when he's running.
But we saw it in the Minnesota game. He tries to make something happen even when there isn't something there. Or if there is, but he doesn't see it, right? And he tucks and tries to go. That's part of his issue.
That
along with holding it too long.
Or coached out of you.
Correct. You got to get that time. Like, I was at camp. I don't understand how hard it is when he is playing quarterback at camp. Somebody have an air horn. Somebody have something to hit him with. When that time hits a certain time and he hasn't got rid of the ball, you're done.
Right.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it until that internal clock starts getting to him, right? I have marked one of these as double negative, and you guys are probably going to recall this one. And really, I should have marked 2 as double negative. One was the Detroit Lions game, ended up going for a safety. But the one that was the really big killer was the Denver Broncos game, where he tried to like jump and throw the ball, and it just like wasn't there. It went backwards. They ended up scoring a touchdown that ended up leading to them winning that game. Yep. So I think what I wanted to get out of this, I didn't get, because 2023 has been that bad. But 2022 also proves a point. There has to be context. Don't just sit here and tell me Justin Fields has 35 fumbles. That's not context. The context is, yes, he has 35 fumbles in 3.5 years. I'm sorry, 2.5 years. But half of them have actually only been negative. Right? Like, that's a big difference.
Right.
And it's still a problem.
Yeah.
It's still a problem. It's still a problem that he's putting the ball on the ground, even though I've shown that not all of them are on him. But we're trying to spin this thing. And I brought this up because I had that stat sheet that I put out there on all of his stuff, and I didn't put fumbles, and people were calling me out on it. And I wanted to basically say, look, it's not as bad as you guys are making it out to be. Still bad, but not as bad. Now what I think I need to do is try to find other people to compare him to.
That's right.
And break down their stuff. And I don't get paid for this, so it's probably not going to happen.
Well, you've proven your point to me. And should we huddle up? No.
We're going to huddle up at the end instead of bear down.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Is this the end?
I think this is the end. I don't have. Is there anything else from this that like you see?
No, I mean, I guess I would assume that when people in this, like you said, you don't have to do a deeper dive on a few other players, but other quarterbacks probably also have inflated fumble numbers for the exact same reasons.
Sure.
So if his numbers are vastly over other people, then it still does show a lack of ball protection on his part. But you got to look into
Daniel Jones.
Okay, Daniel Jones is a good comparison. Josh Allen would be a good one, and maybe Jalen Hurts. Just guys who run a lot more. But Jalen Hurts, a lot of his runs are those tush push. So
that's true.
I don't know. You can really fumble those. The exchange. He's got one of the best centers, though, which the Bears do not.
No.
All right.
All right.
Huddle up! Nice job.
Bear down.
And bear down.